gotta get this started.
Yeah, let's do it.
So sorry. It's been like 10 minutes. We've probably used at least 20% of the battery. Well, thanks for joining us for episode 5. Is this episode 5?
It is episode 5.
Episode 5.
If it's your first time, welcome. And if you're a returning listener or watcher, welcome back.
Hey. You can now watch us on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And it is Tiny Morbid Fantasies at youtube.com. Mm-hmm. Easy to find. Just type it in the search bar. There we are.
It's us.
So, today is part 2. I don't know if I want to call it part 2, but we are doing a Tiny Morbid Sofia story for Learn by Doing.
Yeah. I had fun writing this one. I don't condone it, but...
What?
I don't condone the actions in this story.
Oh, also, okay. I thought you meant you don't condone writing the story. And I'm just like,
no. Write to your heart's content. Do what feels right for you. But survival is a thing, or maybe it's not about survival at all.
So it may or may not be a survival story?
You'll just have to tune in.
Whatever you say.
Do we have any front of house business to attend?
So, it is... So, what we've been doing before we, really get into stuff is plug time. Where, basically, just to work it out. No worries. I always got something. So, basically, the purpose of this little bit of time is just to talk about a podcast we've been listening to this week. But I don't know if you change it up as much as I do, because I have to stop listening to podcasts sometimes because, too many true crime murder podcasts makes you really paranoid.
Yeah.
Too many ghosts make you think you're haunted, but,
Oh, it gets in your head. Absolutely.
So, for this week, there is a really cool podcast that I checked out. I have to find them because I always do this because I want to get their name correct and, their, I want to get their stuff correct because I want to shout them out. So I don't want to be like, it's something like this, and it's...
I always listen to Crime Junkies. I was 2 or 3 episodes behind. I'm really excited to binge it, and that's my go-to. It's solid. For me, I like it.
And they're good. I like them too.
They're
but
good.
I haven't listened in a while because I just feel like it's just too much murder for me right now. I'm trying to be happy and positive, and I love true crime still. I can't stop loving it.
Yeah.
When you get too much of it, you
get into a weird hole.
Weird headspace.
Yeah. I get that.
At least I do. But okay. So this is called 90s Court Pod.
What?
The 90s Court Pod. It's a comedy podcast that puts beloved 90s staples against each other. So the most recent one they did, this came out on, I believe, March the 2nd. They're on episode 27.
Nice.
And it is NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys. I
love
love it.
Which side were you on?
I was a Backstreet Boys girl. I like them both, but it was Backstreet Boys first.
You know what's funny? I didn't listen to them because I was Blink-182 and I was like,
I liked them too. I was all over the place.
Okay.
I liked Everclear, Backstreet Boys, and I can't think of their name. I always forget their name. They've been out since the 80s, but New Kids on the Block. They sing Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
Offspring.
Yeah, the Offspring.
I love the Offspring.
I like them all at the same time, so since I was a child, I've been all over the place with the things that I like.
That's fair.
Hence why I like all the different podcasts.
Yeah, but it's cute boys who also sing.
And
dance. But I wasn't an NSYNC or Backstreet Boys person. Yeah, I didn't care about Justin Timberlake. I didn't find any of them particularly attractive, and that sue me. But...
I was all about it.
I can sing all of their music now. For some reason, I know all of their songs.
Which is weird, because if you weren't into it then, but you
can't escape it.
You absorbed it.
Yeah, you can't escape it.
On the radio. Yeah.
And it was back in the era where you had to buy, CDs or cassette tapes, and when you couldn't afford all of those, you listened to the radio, and you can't not hear it. So...
Exactly. So this is what this podcast does. It brings up all this nostalgia.
That's awesome.
Just to kind of go through a few of their things they posted really quickly.
Yeah, go for it.
Rugrats versus Doug. They had...
That's a good one.
I'll let you answer first.
Decide.
Okay. Let's see. They had... Oh. Was it the movies or the people? Jim Carrey versus... Oh, no. Bruce Almighty versus the 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I'm classically a Jim Carrey, but I did really like 40-Year-Old Virgin. You know what? But ooh, that's funny because the lady he ends up with is in the show Kidding now, and I don't particularly like her because she's Jim Carrey's sister in Kidding. I don't remember her name. I'm so sorry. But I think I'm going 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I like Bruce Almighty. You wouldn't have 40-Year-Old Virgin without Bruce Almighty, but also I just found it funnier.
That's fair.
But they're both funny. See, this is exactly why I love this podcast. Like,
yeah.
It makes you have these conversations you didn't realize you even would need to have, but you're like, wait, I have really strong feelings about this. Sleepless in Seattle versus You've Got Mail.
Sleepless in Seattle. Because You've Got Mail seems a little...
I don't even know. But...
Give me one more. Hit me one more time.
Let me scroll through the feed. Hold on. Alright, I'm going to actually go to their... Let's see, they have a Spotify. I'm just going to randomly scroll. Space Jam versus the Mighty Ducks. I can't. I don't even know.
I don't remember Mighty Ducks because it was
I watched
slightly
all
before
three.
my time.
What? Okay.
But I'm going to choose Mighty Ducks just for the simple fact that I don't believe in R. Kelly and I Believe You Can Fly is a part of Space Jam.
But that has nothing to do... It's just...
I know.
Don't bring R. Kelly into it. He had nothing.
Okay. But I have no opinion because I don't know.
Screech versus Urkel.
Urkel?
Okay.
Did I do that? Well, Screech
They were
is
both
annoying. I
Fine.
mean,
Here's one that you can do. Rocko's Modern Life versus Ren and Stimpy. And that's the last one we're going to do. And then you're going to go listen to this podcast.
Rocko's Modern Life all the way.
Yeah,
Ren and Stimpy is great, but in fits and starts. But Rocko's Modern Life all day, except for the reboot, because I couldn't do it. It was too aware of itself.
I watched it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, but I did watch all of Rocko's Modern Life in one go, and it is raunchy, and I love it. It wasn't that long ago, like 2 years ago or something. It was worth it.
So I feel like younger me liked the grosser things.
Yeah,
Which Ren and Stimpy was gross.
Oh my god. Do you
I
remember
just love, like,
cartoons
that
of the
gritty
90s that were
animation
just
style.
super gritty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was me. So anyway, that is plug time. It's called 90s Court Pod. Check them out wherever you get your podcast.
Thank you for
We
that,
just
Rec.
ranted on about them, but yeah. So that's it for my plug day. Plug time.
I got nothing, and I'm probably going to be on board with this.
And I'll probably have a new one next week. Just something else random I started listening to.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. That's very good stuff. I thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I'm going to check them out.
Enjoy.
Also, I have to say, you look very lovely in all of your purple today.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Purple's
From your
my
glasses.
color.
Well, I know that.
Except for my hair.
It will be purple again.
Yeah, one day. One day soon. Actually, like the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I want to go back to... I want more purple than I did last time because I was kind of timid. It's like, I don't know. I've never done like a bright color. And I was like, fuck, I want all purple. Everything.
We will get it there. I think we need to do the stronger bleach next time though.
Yeah, and toner? I don't remember if we use toner or not.
It depends on whether or not you use a permanent or a semi-permanent dye.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll figure it out.
You could use a toner if you want. I think it like opens up the follicle of your hair. I did it the first time I
thought
dyed
it
my
stopped
hair.
it from getting brassy also. From what I read.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Okay.
Part of the process. Yeah. Bleaching is a literal process.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so I have nothing to do. I keep looking for I'm like, there's nothing I need on my computer.
No.
It's not my day.
It's story
I
time.
didn't write a story.
Yeah. So if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Let's get into it. I'm very handsy today. I don't know what the deal is. I feel like I have like those floating hands that have like the blue balls and the Weimaraners that were on like...
Oh, okay.
Thank you for knowing what I'm talking about. No one ever knows what I'm talking about.
I didn't until you said Weinereimers. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. And then they have... Yeah. Anyway.
This is for the writing prompt. Learn by doing.
Thank you so much.
Just to reiterate, bring it back around. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. The weeks are starting to blur into each other lately. It's been so long since I've gone anywhere. It could be 6 months or 2 since I've been here, but it all feels the same. Lately, I've started making lists of things to be grateful for. Number 1, I'm not alone. Number 2, the other girls aren't super talkative. Number 3, I get some decent meals. Well, when I behave anyway. Number 4, for some reason, I was chosen to get a second pillow. And number 5, Number 5, summer should be around the corner. It won't be so cold anymore. And lastly, number 6, I'm still alive. For what reason, I couldn't tell you. The other girls used to be so talkative, but when Charlotte got here, they stopped talking so much. You see, he liked her. A lot. She would listen to his stories, compliment him all the time, and she never complained about anything. She wouldn't even ask what day it was. We all thought she was really smart for whatever she was trying to pull, but that awe faded almost as fast as it came. You see, she only lasted a few days with us down here. It was maybe the 3rd or 4th night that she was here that she started telling us her plan. She was going to try and get on his good side, play the long game, hoping she could get closer and closer back to where she came from. Throughout the night, she spoke of all her grand ideas into the silence, one after the other. In the middle of the night, we heard footsteps stomping down the stairs toward our room, but the door hadn't been opened. We all knew that he had his ways of listening. When someone got too close, he was always wary. This wasn't his first time. We weren't his first girls. Oh no. This was something he did out of habit. This strange lifestyle of his was just routine. He knew what to look for when taking us and what signs the girls gave when they were planning something. He was sharp. I admired that about him. Charlotte was gone, and her room was quickly occupied by another girl. But this time, she wasn't around long enough for us to find out her name. She wouldn't stop panicking and asking everyone questions. Questions like, where am I? How did I get here? How long have y'all been down here? What's he going to do with me? What's he going to do with me? The questions were all left unanswered. In our silence, we all knew what was going to happen to her. We could hear him anytime he got close to taking another girl upstairs. It was the same old routine every time. First comes the record player. He had a nice collection too. Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Mulatu Atstake. It must settle his nerves or something. After the record, he would draw a bath. It must be one of those old deep tubs that take forever to fill. The pipes were old, and you could hear the rusty start of them before the water would flow up into the bath. After this, it was only a few minutes before he would come downstairs and fetch the girls. I was never sure if the bath was for before or after he killed them. Was it for them, and he would take their life in the tub, or was it for him to wash up afterwards and relax in? For this I could only speculate. I sat closer to the opening of my room, visible to him while he took her. I wanted to see if he was being gentle, or if he was forceful with this one. I didn't much care for her whining, but I was curious all the same. He was quiet as he approached her room. She was pleading with him not to take her as he looked over at me. He had a curious look on his face, but said nothing to me. He refocused and opened her door, swiftly heaving her onto his shoulder with one motion. As he reached the bottom of the stairs, he looked back at me, and when he saw I was still calm and looking at him, he furrowed his brow and pursed his lips like he was thinking about something. The next day, a new girl was brought down while I was stretching. I would call it yoga, but I'm not very flexible. As he passed my room on his way back upstairs, he paused for a moment to look at me again. I don't believe I've ever heard him speak. I was curious what his voice would sound like. His face wasn't one to be afraid of. The images in your head might be more sinister than the wood that stood before me. Maybe it was the soft face that allowed him to continue his work so consistently. My roommates would come and go, and after a while I was the one left standing who had been there longest. I wasn't scared or anything, mostly just curious what his reason was for keeping me this long. I think he was growing attached to me because every once in a while, with a particularly annoying girl, we would smirk at how scared she was while he took her upstairs. I know he caught me quietly laughing a few times, and I thought maybe the next night I would be the one going upstairs. It wasn't long before I could see he had a type. We shared similarities in looks, mostly her stature, not too tall or short. I was even beginning to pick up on the rhythm of which girl he would choose next. The quiet ones usually broke after a few weeks, and he always knew when one was trying to figure out how to escape. He was always ready. It never occurred to me that I might have to go upstairs with him one day. The day he came to my room, he put on Miles Davis's Blue and Green, a particularly somber song, in a mood he hadn't set before. He took his time coming toward me, pausing in front of my room like I knew he would. I was sitting down like I always had, not wanting to break from my routine. He opened the door and reached toward me, helping me up from the floor. I grabbed his hand, and it was much softer and warmer than I had anticipated. He let me walk in front of him up the stairs. I opened the door and was surprised at how tidy the house was. He stayed back by the door just watching me. I went over to his record player since he hadn't waited until the record was over to come get me. I leafed through some of his collection and smiled before I noticed he was next to me, smiling back at me. I picked up the jacket of the Miles Davis album, Kind of Blue, and told him it was one of my favorite albums. He grabbed my hand and led me upstairs to the bath that he had drawn, and I couldn't help myself before I blurted out, "Are the baths for you or them?" He chuckled at this and only said, "Tonight, this one is for you." In that reply, I had the answer to the question I had been mulling over for months. He gestured to the towels and clean clothes that were laid out for me and shut the door. I was grateful for this. The shower downstairs was communal and got cold too fast. I sunk into the warm water and didn't realize I'd fallen asleep until I heard a knock at the door. I was shivering and clamored to get out and drain the water. I opened the door and he was leaning against the door frame, just waiting for me. Before we made our way downstairs, I asked him why he let me upstairs, knowing this wasn't his normal routine. His reply was simple. "You're curious what happens next. I'll show you. Tomorrow night, you pick."
But yeah, wow. You know, I love a good story about ladies locked in a basement. So,
you did?
know.
I thought of you and I was like, I can't make it the same.
I was like, God damn it, I chuckled at the same time the psychopath did. Of course I fucking did.
I don't condone this.
Funny. Don't lock ladies in your basement.
No, but if you're
don't lock anyone in your basement. Don't lock men in your basement.
Mm-mm.
Don't see like a little, like she didn't say, like, don't lock men in her basement. Don't lock anyone or anything or any animal in your basement.
Nothing good comes of
there.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
They'll always figure out a way to kill you.
It is true, unless you're
or
like
escape.
This girl and you work together, because I think they...
She could be playing the long game if she's not just full of the Stockholm syndrome.
She could be, but I think that her motives are more along the lines of, fuck these girls. I want to learn how to do this too.
Actually, it just, at this point, it became curiosity.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love that last line. You pick. Tomorrow night. You.
Yeah. So he's like welcoming her and he's like, "You're not scared? You're not planning anything? Okay."
There's someone for everyone out there.
Yeah.
You gotta find the person who's the same kind of crazy as you are.
Yeah, hopefully
it's
not
a
a
love
serial
story.
killer, but like, you know. Sure.
I
don't do
know
that.
what's wrong with me.
It's okay.
But I liked it. It was a great story.
Thank you.
Learn by doing.
Learn by doing.
See? Yeah, I got it. Learn by doing.
Right? Yeah.
She gonna learn.
I'm gonna learn today. Anyway.
This is fun.
Yeah. Ooh, it's tea time.
Oh, what's the tea?
This is...
We should get a jingle. Okay.
No, we should. That'd be really cute. This is my last week of classes for the winter term, and then I have 1 week off until I go into classes again.
Just 1 week. But hey, it's a week. It's a week off.
Yeah, and that means one more thing down, and after this, I have exactly 1 year left of classes. And I mean like one full term year.
That's exciting.
This is the end. This marks the end until my last year. The beginning of my last... I don't know.
It's the beginning of the end.
It's a benchmark. Yeah.
What it is. Then what are you going to do? Sorry, I asked.
After I graduate?
Yeah. Then what? What comes next?
Literally, I don't even care to think about it because I am too... I just want to be done.
That was a really big question. It's like, so what are you going to do with your life after this?
I don't... Well, I was
What's your
say
5-year
something.
plan? No, I'm just kidding. I love throwing that question at people.
Be graduated with my BS.
So you throw it back at me, I'm like, I don't know, fucking chilling.
Yeah.
Smoking blunts. I don't know. I don't even know.
Well, no comment.
Yeah.
What is your tea? What do you got going on?
So much tea, guys. Ugh, it's all good though. What's the tea for us is always good. Like, I understand the saying and, like, you know, sipping tea and all that stuff. But this is ours.
This is, and you know,
It's just what we do.
Yeah.
It's our thing.
And it doesn't, nothing ever has to be so negative all the time. Like,
It doesn't have to be gossip.
yeah.
It's our own personal gossip about our stuff and good stuff. Okay, so first things first. I'm going to start with Tiny Morbid Fantasies. What's the tea? We've reached 2,000 plays on Anchor.
This is the first time I'm hearing of it. That's amazing.
Fireworks.
Burr, 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 burr.
Those may or may not be in post. We don't know. We'll test my skills.
That's amazing. 2002?
Hold on, let me refresh. Yes,
That's still
2002.
I'm still so excited.
Good year. Kind
Yes.
of.
Wait, is that just Anchor? It doesn't factor in Podbean?
So it doesn't factor in Podbean. We started on Podbean, and we left at, I believe it was 155. I try to keep remembering that number, so
Okay.
you could add 155 to that. But
Sure.
I like that. It looks like a nice even.
It's
Well,
an
almost
anagram,
even.
too. It's 2002.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's amazing.
that's our first little bit. So we're very happy about that. We talked about this last week, but I'm going to say it again. We have merch, and it's really cute, and I love it. And you should check it out, because I did the designs, and I just played around in this little design program, and I'm proud of it, and that is all.
You should be.
You don't have to buy it, just look at it and give it a thumbs up.
Or
I'm
do
so
buy
bad. I'm
it.
like, please like me. No, you don't have to.
Or do buy
But-
it because we don't ask you to do anything, but it would be really cool if you did.
But there's this new cool one that I did with blood splatter and like little blood drippies.
I really like the coffin one. We need to get tote bags.
Also, this is clear. I found out how to cut this out so that
Yeah?
the white part is clear and it's
Okay.
just the red and then the banner
Good. That's awesome.
with this program.
That's okay. That's exactly
We did
because when
that.
we used to do like Illustrator and
Boom.
yeah.
I'm learning stuff.
good.
All right. Third thing. Final
Yes.
thing. I started streaming on Twitch.
You did?
Yeah. I like video games. I'm a video game girl. It's the thing I do. And I wanted to do something new and different. So I started I already had like everything set up for like years, and I finally bit the bullet, and I stream on Twitch. I don't know. So I've only done it once so far.
Whatever. Congrats. That's awesome.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
The PlayStation doesn't cooperate every time,
Eh.
but if you are interested, it is Raven XX Maven at Twitch.
I love a good
Check
rhyme.
me out. Me too. And it just sounds cool. I'm not good. I just do it for the fun of it. I downloaded a new game to play, so you're gonna play with me.
Okay.
Surprise!
Also, when
You're
we
gonna-
dye your hair next Friday, can we also play Overcooked 2, please?
Oh yes.
It's been so long.
It's not gonna be recorded, but yes.
Okay.
I also got a new game. It's a party game. It's called Ultimate Chicken Horse. I'll show you before we leave today.
Yes, please.
And my first stream was Minecraft.
Yeah, naturally.
I love
you're-
mine, of
you
course.
really do.
Because Apex Legends wasn't loading, which is another game I like to play, even though I'm not very good at it. But it's I like the shoot game.
You don't have to be good at something to like doing it.
Exactly. And I just sit there and I talk to myself. But I'm gonna build like a Minecraft online community and just have people come in and play.
Okay. Yeah, if we twitched Overcooked 2, they would just hear buns on plates the
Lots of
entire
yelling.
time. Lots of yelling.
Lots of sushi. Oh, sushi rolls and lots of. You can throw the food now. I tried
You
it.
can throw. It
You
doesn't
can-
just land on the floor.
No, you can throw it to your other person. You can catch it.
That's awesome.
There's gonna be so much more yelling. Ooh, all the yelling. So We're gonna have a video game day. We're gonna do it.
I'm a little nervous, but I'm also very excited.
So yeah.
Okay. Oh, we can finally open. Maybe we should do a special. It's gonna be Friday the 13th,
Oh yeah, that's coming up.
which is also Deb's birthday. Shout out to Deb.
Oh wait, are we?
This will come out around then.
That was learned by doing. Kind of sad. Now we got to move on to the new prompts.
Oh, I don't know
So-
which one we choose next.
We're gonna
We'll figure it out.
It'll be a surprise. We announce it on the day of. Like,
To us, too.
So today, well, we'll have a story by then, but we'll announce it and be like, here's Tiny Morbid Andrew with this prompt over here. Yeah.
The one that we figured out eventually.
We have a list, so it's not like we're just like trying to figure out what it. There's a list, and we have to choose one from the list we've already made.
I can only manage one thing at a time. That's it. That's all that my brain is capable of. I got too many things going on.
I can juggle all the balls. Don't take that out of context.
I did it.
Thanks.
I did.
You did.
I did.
All right. So, if you want to send us your version of Learn by Doing, by the way, feel free to do so. tinymorbidfantasies@gmail.com or Twitter, Reddit, Tiny Morbid Fantasies. Tiny Morbid on Twitter. But, you know.
YouTube, Instagram.
Find us.
Yeah. I mean, we're across the platforms. And, to be featured in upcoming episodes, send them to that email that she just said.
Oh, yeah.
tinymorbidfantasies@gmail.com.
And if you have any questions or comments, you can send those too.
Till next time.
Keep it spooky.
Like when you accidentally touch a wet substance in public and there's nowhere to wash your hands.
Hashtag coronavirus. Wash your fucking hands.
Wash your hands.
It's not that hard.
No.
Quick
You're
rant.
nasty.
Quick rant, real quick.
Yeah.
I hate how everyone's all buying Lysol and hand sanitizer.
Why
now.
didn't you have it to begin with?
That is not even my fucking rant. I was like, I've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
I go to the bathroom, wash my hands, come back to my desk, put on hand sanitizer, and every morning when I go into my little office that I work in, I spray down everyone's keyboard with Lysol because I'm just a fucking freak and I just spray.
That's genius.
Don't like all the germs. So I was like, oh, now everyone's jumping on the germaphobe train?
That's
okay.
genius.
But welcome. But stop buying the face mask. Really. Unless you already have it, and that's to protect you from spreading it.
Or are immunocompromised.
Exactly. If you don't have it, don't buy a fucking face mask. And don't touch your face. Wash your hands.
And stay home.
Bye.
Stay home.
Goodbye. Wash your hands.